Hello everybody, Augie Cruz here again, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched the last video on YouTube. We really appreciate the love and support. Now, don't forget, disclaimer, that this is for missions, so you can reduce your costs when you want to travel on a mission trip, but secondary to have fun and make memories with your friends and family when traveling around and reducing the cost of those memories. I know last week we talked about how to earn points and a little bit of the introduction into the credit card of the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I'm gonna start off with some of the boring parts, but I think some of the very key aspects for a $95 annual fee card that you're gonna get. And this is some of the benefits that you will get from the card. One of those benefits is going to be trip cancellation insurance. So as I look at the screen here, I have to read because you know all that technical jargon that you have to get out, but I'm just gonna give you a quick brief overview of some of these key benefits that you will receive. So when we talk about trip cancellation and interruption insurance, if your trip is cut short for any reason, sickness, severe weather, and other covered situations that are in the benefits package that you get with your Chase card, then they can reimburse you up to $10,000 per person or $20,000 per person for your entire trip on any prepaid non-refundable tickets, expenses, airfares. So what it means is even if you use points and you book your taxes and fees with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're going to get this benefit. You just have to cover a portion of that trip and they'll give you these benefits. Next you'll get is trip delay reimbursement. So if your trip is delayed for anything more than 12 hours, then they will give you up to $500 per person per ticket if your trip is delayed for anything for expenses that you might need. The next is you're gonna have baggage delay insurance. Now this is great because I know a lot of us like to travel with a check-in bag, which I do and don't depending on who I go with and how long I'm going for. But typically I can live out of a carry-on case or carry-on bag. And this baggage delay insurance is reimburses you for essentials like toiletries, clothing, and for baggage delayed for over 6 hours. Now I know when we were on a mission trip to Mexico, we had a team that had that happen because they came in on the last flight and they had their bags delayed, and I was able to take some of the people to the local store. They purchased stuff, saved the receipts. If you use the Chase Sapphire card and it's been over 6 hours, you just send those receipts in and open up the claim, and they'll reimburse you for up to $500 for expenses. So he got a good portion of his money back, and it's $100 per day for 5 days, so that's why it's $500. Then you also get travel accident insurance. So if something happens to you when you're abroad or traveling around, whether it's by air, bus, train, or even a cruise, and you pay for a portion of the ticket with your Chase Sapphire card, preferred card, then you can actually have up to $500,000 of accidental coverage. Of course, you're gonna have to read more into the benefits. We're not gonna get into all that, the exact details, but this is just the overall brief. And then you will have lost luggage reimbursement. So if you or your immediate family have their luggage lost, completely lost, like they cannot find it anywhere, this is other than the baggage delay, then you are covered up to $3,000 per passenger on those lost luggage. So just keep a tally of what you have in there and then just file the claim. You can get up to $3,000 per passenger per piece of luggage found lost from the airlines. And one of the key things about this card for a $95 annual fee card is the foreign transaction fees. There are zero foreign transaction fees. You know, some credit cards charge you 2%, 3%, 5% to swipe your card if you need to overseas, but with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get zero foreign transaction fees, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, depending on how much you travel around overseas, if you spend $5,000 internationally, you can save you about $150 worth of fees, and I think that's great. So those are some of the main insurances that I think people look at, and there's other little insurances that I will cover that the Chase Sapphire Preferred also gives you, and I think they're great. You just have to dig into how to use them. So you have purchase protection, you have the chip enabled security so you can tap and everything else. You have roadside dispatch, which is only I think 5 miles and 5 gallons of gas, but you got to pay for the gas so they come get you. I mean, unlock your car but not a key, little things like that. And then you have travel and emergency assistance. So if something does happen to you overseas and you don't know what to do, you call this hotline. As long as you purchase your trip with a portion of this trip with this card, they will help you negotiate how to get medical coverage and etc. So it's a great card. Now, I know this is what everybody wants to know. You spent so much of your time and effort, and you've maximized your your spend on this card and you've earned a ton of points. You got your sign up bonus because you spent your $4,000. You have your 60,000 points, and now you want to know how to use them. Now, Chase will provide you tons of ways to use these points. There's some ways are better than others, but it's all preference on how you feel about using your points. There are ways to maximize these points in order to get more value than just 1 cent per point. And I'm gonna briefly go over those with you. So Chase, of course, we talked about it. If you go through the Chase Travel Portal, you're going to get 1.25 cents or 25% boost. So it's 1.25 cents per point in the Chase Travel Portal. So like we said, those 60,000 points that you earn will be worth 75,000 points, which is $750 worth of travel. You can do a cash back, and that's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cent per point. So if you cash in 10,000 UR points, you're going to get $100 cash back into any account that you want. And then they have a feature called Pay Yourself Back. So on Pay Yourself Back is if you see charges on your card, it's the same thing as almost like cash back. You're going to select that, and it'll tell you if it's a $100 charge you're trying to erase, it's going to cost you 10,000 points to take that charge off of your credit card. So it's like cash back, but you're just using it against a charge on your account. You can get gift cards. Sometimes it's 1-to-1 ratio. Again, 10,000 points, $100 gift card at Amazon, Apple, wherever it might be that you want to get your card. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. It all depends on the company, what they want and what they expect to get from Chase. Now you pay attention because sometimes there are 20 to 30% offers. So that same $100 product would only cost you $80. Now, this is where you're gonna make most of your money. If you hear some cooing, that's just, this is Faith Family and Points and Miles. So that's just Ziva over there, just trying to grab my attention while I'm recording. I know you're there, baby. I know you're being good, girl. Thank you. And she just wants to play. But let's get back to what we're doing. So, transfer partners. This is where you're going to maximize those UR points that you earn to get the best travel redemptions, either through flights or through hotels. Chase has a total of 14 transfer partners, 11 airlines and 3 hotels. Now, some of the most notable domestic airlines is Southwest and United. Some of the most notable international airlines are going to be Air Canada, British Airways, Air France/KLM, and the best hotel that you can redeem your points for, which is a transfer partner to Chase and to one other credit card, which is Bill, but Chase is Hyatt. When you transfer to Hyatt, you can get 2 cents or more per point when you reserve these hotels through Chase, transferring your points from Chase to Hyatt. I mean, I have gotten 4 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents per point going to Hyatt hotels. So that's why this card is so valuable. The one reason why I really like transferring to Hyatt is because there is no other additional taxes or fees. If it says if the room is cost 7,500 points for the night, it's 7,500 points for the night. Now, unlike Hilton or Marriott or some other hotels that you might be able to transfer your points to, they do charge other taxes and fees on top of your points. So if it was $7,500 or 500 points, then it's going to be that plus your parking fee or whatever it might be, but not Hyatt. It's all covered. So that's why Hyatt is so special. I hope this was beneficial. Thank you again. We appreciate the support, honor the fallen, and God bless.